ICSE का कितना बच्चे हैं तो?
ICSE के
5 वो कपड़ा से कर लेगा ना। मैंने वो डस्टर से कर दिया।
नहीं डस्टर से चलेगा। लेकिन ये क्या
नहीं होता है।
वो खराब हो गया ना एक चीज लेता है वो चौक रहती थी वो अच्छी रहती थी
हाँ
बोर्ड भी पढ़ सकते थे हाँ
Yeah. Right.
No, I guess she just, it comes in before us, but no.
Let's start. That's now. Okay, you want homework?
The other creators have book for all of eight, which is printed. And they can bank should go out the wrong textbook. मैं तो रिलेटेड पिक्चर मैंने देखा होगा तो I did one question because that was the only question I could see at that time. They want to be there. They also pay.
They find you that the data so that they can do it for stores, by the way. I think how that happens. Yes. How British government tries to the effect is that the religious religious two persons that and that is having to do with stuff like that so we have to start the line. First, the water is from here. Some of the Indian saturated Indian communities economic progress where it's a distraction. By economic resources exploitation that is economic condition, how it was affected. That means economic exploitation. Okay. Complete there. This will extend your order. Okay, whatever is given, you have to complete it.
It's a total test. Yes, I think it's still
Yes. Now let's move to the world. From India directly, we are going to the world. What is that there? First world. Okay. Chapter 10 or 11 first world. First world. Now we have completed first war of Indian independence. That is where we are going to the world. First world war. What is the number of the chapter? 10. See, a war in which the whole world is directly or indirectly participating. The word engulfed such a war that happened in the 20th century or second decade of the 20th century is called World War. Earlier also wars were there in history. 100 years was wars of roses. So many wars were there. But the wars were between some regions or between two countries or like that. But this war which we are going to see or we are going to study is the war between two groups. So how these two groups are formed, what made them to divide into groups, and why the world engaged in such a war, all these things we have to study. So I have told you it's a war in which many countries were involved. Even though we study that is in India, you have heard about Mahabharata. What is it? In Mahabharata. In Mahabharata war, what happened? Who were the groups?
The war
Pandyas or Pandavas. Okay. There were two groups. So if you are watching in television or movie, what is happening? Daybreak they start, and on the evening they stop work, wind up, go back to take rest. Next morning they again come. So it's like a routine activity. So when we think about, when we study about this world war, it's not like that. It is not like that practicing that only in the daytime or few days or like that. When it started, the countries of Europe thought that, okay, it may go 4 months. 100 years was, I told her, it was not 100 years. But a history it is called 100 years because these two countries waged many times. The enmity continued for 100 years, like that. But this war, when it started, people thought that, okay, हम लोग कुछ हमारा वेपन का पावर टेस्ट करेगा, सब खत्म करेगा. That was the plan when it started. But this work continued for 4 years. It ruined the polity, ruined the economy, everything, the life of the people. At the same time, more than that, persons who were involved in the war, the civilian population were affected. And it had no pre-incidents. It was the first mechanical war, or machines were industrially produced machines were used. Because of all this, we call it First World War. Got it? What is that? Many countries were involved. Industrially produced machines were used in the war. It continued for 4 years. And more than that, military personnel, civilian population were affected. Huge loss of life and property. Because of all this, we call this war as First World War. Got it? These all points. Now, when we, that is, so can one by one tell me what all are the this thing?
Very good.
Okay. Okay, many countries involved. Second, loss. Huge loss of life and property.
The first war with where machines were used.
Okay. I'm just writing that first industrial. More points. Try out.
Civilians were affected.
Warriors.
Okay, so all this one enormous points we can make it, but these all are the same. And another thing, it is
Is black.
like isn't it? See, one side I asked about Mahabharata war. Two groups required. If आपस में लड़ेगा तो कुछ meaning ही नहीं होता है. So means they formed into two groups. So because of all this, we call this war as First World War. Now, let's see what were the causes of this. Some reasons required. In Mahabharata, what is the cause? Just and not to connect it to the end.
Yeah, Pandavas stealing property of Pandavas.
Okay, then power,
Hmm.
isn't it?
Yes.
So like that, they then there was ego clashes. So like that, there were some reasons for that works. Here, let's see what were the causes for First World War. Okay, so it seems funny to us because nationalism, how it can lead to war, that means the world war. See, nationalism, what is nationalism? Simply, that is feeling of oneness, feeling of pride, all these things are called the nationalism. How this feeling of pride can lead to war?
Means the people unite together to remove British from the.
Okay. So that is Indian nationalism.
Expansion. Expansion of
Expansion.
country
Okay.
and to gain power
Ah.
in states.
See, somewhat we are reaching to that point. Okay. Here, nationalism is always good. It is a feeling of pride. Everyone should be proud of their own country. But here, that nationalism is different from the normal nationalism. What is that? It is called extreme nationalism. What is this extreme nationalism? What is my country? So my country should grow, my country should be powerful, not yours. मेरा country powerful होने के लिए तुम्हारे साथ में लड़ेगा. तुम्हारा country भी मेरे अंडर में लेके आएगा. और प्रूव करने के लिए मेरा कंट्री बहुत पावरफुल है, प्रूव करने के लिए भी. So this is what the extreme nationalism. It is a feeling of superiority of my country over your country. Got this point? What is extreme nationalism? It is not a simple nationalism. Simple nationalism is always good. But that time there was extreme nationalism. Only my country supremacy to be established over your country. So that can go so. So that is what extreme nationalism. Clear? Got it? Now it can give rise to that any type of aggression. It is always aggressive. This extreme nationalism is very aggressive. What is that? You can find some people used to be very much violent to keep their position. छोटा बच्चा होता है, but when people think that you go to control the things and taking things from others. So this time they are using very much aggressive way. That is what aggressive nationalism. And this also give rise to what hatred. I mean, when Indian nationalism is there, Indian nationalism is trying to propagate among the people the feeling of unity. But we never try to create enmity about others. So, but here this created hatred. Clear? Now, another important is the important feature is that each nation try to develop that country's interest. My country's interest to be propagated. My country's interest to be upheld. So that is what each country, when it is happening, It is very, so when you are sitting in the railway station, I am giving an example, railway station. There is one bench, so you are taking rest on that. Somebody else come, so, okay, one person you allowed. Second person came, okay, so that, okay, so little more space is there. Afterwards, you will become so much possessive that it is your property. Not allowing others to. So you are trying to propagate your egos, your emotions over others. Naturally, the person who come will not like it. वो भी टिकट लेके उधर आके बैठे, उसको भी right है. So then it began to create a clashes of interest or clash of interest. So that is why, how this kind of aggressive nationalism developed. Once one video was spreading about the local train ladies compartment with flying cluster. It spread very fast because nowadays CC camera is kept in that. So there is no need somebody have to videograph it automatically. It's fine because that is a crowded part of the state. So I also pushed into that means especially Mumbai locals are like that today. No need to get into or no need to come out. Automatically pushed in and pulled out. Automatically. So what I wanted to tell is that if the space is not given as they are also after a long time work, they also want some this thing, space to sit. So this way, when the country started feeling, it will be very big issue. That is how extreme nationalism become aggressive and that give rise to war. Clear? Now another thing is coming. What is the second word? Imperialism. What is imperialism? It originates from the word empire. What is empire? You heard about the British Empire? So how it is that we know that a small province that can be called a kingdom. So another king or another kingdom is also conquered. And the size of that king's authority increase. So much areas when it is conquered, that it cannot be called as kingdom. It is called as empire. So empire, the ruler of the empire become emperor. Understood? Because under him vast areas. Like that, here what they become. You heard about the British Empire? Heard or not? So British Empire had areas in different parts, and that parts were called colonies. India was a colony of Britain, and then this Britain became mother country. What are the terms? Mother country and a colony. Now, this mother country began to think that मेरे को right है उसका economic resources को exploit करने का, उधर कुछ भी करने के लिए मेरे पास नहीं. So that way they started exploiting the resources and political domination, everything, economic, political, and every control. We have learned in first war of Indian independence. Exploited in every way. So that way, when this imperialist ambition was there, that also became the cause of First World War. wanted to expand. Then it became a competition. So what happened? See, if small children, in front of the small children, that you know that Santa Claus used to come December 25th school में कुछ ये होता है Santa Claus बैग में से चॉकलेट सब देख देता है. So बच्चे लोग इकट्ठा होता है हमने को तो means there is a curiosity for getting maximum. Here, European countries are trying to do that only. That is maximum colony. So, it's maximum. So, these 2 points clear, nationalism and imperialism. Now, so because of that, what all are the conditions developing? Fear, suspicion, apprehension about what will happen. Each one was doubting about the other. So means apprehension, suspicion and all. This created a kind of atmosphere, made them not to stay quiet. That led to First World War. Clear? Now we are going to see the second reason. Nicely understood, no? You are jotting down the point, so that you can refer it. Because many of the things I am not telling from that way. Yeah, that's. So second reason is race for armaments. What is the meaning of race for armaments? Each country wanted to accumulate maximum weapons. A competition, race means it is a competition. No? So race accumulating maximum weapons and novel machine, new. It is made in their mind that कितना weapons उनके पास है उतना power भी है. So that is why there was a race for amassing weapons. That race led to that competition and First World War. See, it started, you have studied in the previous class or not, I don't know, Franco-Prussian War. You have, sorry, German unification. German unification, or Germany was made into one. So that time there was a war between France and Prussia. तो उसके बाद उस टाइम प्रशिया का प्राइम मिनिस्टर था बिस्मार्क. प्रशिया, नॉट रशिया, प्रशिया. तो प्रशिया का प्राइम मिनिस्टर बिस्मार्क था. तो उसके डर के बाद कि जर्मनी को पावरफुल देखने के लिए बहुत सारे वेपन्स चाहिए. जब जर्मनी started making weapons, the other countries. So there was a mad race for weapons. So another example, say when India was developing its weapons, it was not purchasing too much from other countries. But our neighbor Pakistan, she was amassing weapons, purchasing weapons from America, accumulated the weapons. So the reason was that to fight against India. So now we know that Pakistan's economic condition. She spent a huge amount of money for this. It is not a defense purpose. It is for attacking. But India at that time trying to develop its own weapons. At the same time, for defense purpose only she was concentrating. What is the difference between defense and offense? Offense is the attacking. Defense is protecting. When it comes, okay, we will stop.
The defense is
Ah,
never been the first attack.
that is why India is progressing. The country now very poor economic condition because it is spent a huge sums on this. So it was sitting on the hot fire like that. Any time, any blast or anything can cause huge loss of life because that much weapons. Now America's name is not a coming only. There was a period America started selling weapons to Pakistan. Now America is also not in that condition. So what is that? Whenever there is a race for weapons, that can lead to war. Yeah. Now next is that it lead to stockpiling weapons. You remember what in the coast of this thing, Syria, the border, so big explosion happened. This explosion, how it happened? They stockpiled that. What is that? What is that? All that spare parts of that weapons का stockpile किया था. वो ship से आके उधर drop करके. That from that some spark or something give rise to big explosion. So that also can cause. Now where we will dispose this materials? Is there any space to dispose it? People earlier dumped into that ocean water. Because of that, because that is so much climate, this thing change. Now also we are experiencing the climate change due to that only. Huge loss of aquatic ecosystem. So, like that, everything have good as well as bad effect. So, this stockpiling of weapons was another reason for that first one. Now, what they used to tell, why Pakistan, what Pakistan was telling? It was telling that for defense purpose, हमको कोई attack करेगा तो हमको protect करने का. That is what they were telling the reason. Self-defense was the reason given. But it was not this thing. It could not solve. It could not make that peace at all. And finally, it led to this thing, development of that superior naval power. For that purpose, what is required? Ship. In 1912, the largest naval ship was built by Germany.
Yes, yes.
Imperator, that was the name of that ship. So when Germany built that ship, then other things, submarines began to be built. What is submarine? Underwater. This began a competition and rivalry among the countries. So two causes we have discussed. What is the first one?
The nationalism and imperialism.
Imperialism. When you are writing nationalism, it is aggressive or extreme nationalism you have to mention. Then
Race for
a race for armaments. Okay. Now we are going to see that division of Europe into two coastal groups.
Now, okay. No, I understand also the country. You are less. The Axis and what was the thing?
Allied.
Allied.
But Axis second one.
Second one.
Okay, let's see that if you are having some feeling of insecurity, what you will try to do? You will try to make some friends. That friends should be some powerful, size-wise, powerful persons के साथ friendship. वो दूसरे ने व्यक्तिगत रहा देखो मेरे साथ ये है तुम कुछ करेगा तो ना मेरे साथ और दूसरे भी वैसा करेगा like that in order to show the strength they began to unite together and that also two different ideological groups were formed. So first that first group was that single nation groups. What is single nation groups? This is the countries which have only one language and one or same type culture people. That countries are single nation. Now in our country, heterogeneity or differences are the different languages people are. So in those times, those countries which are having same language and same culture people, that kind of countries formed. So example I will tell you, France, Holland, Germany, etc. France, Holland, Germany, single nationality group. So, but then in order to counter that, multinational. Okay, what is that? Single nation group, and opposite is multinational. In the multinational, what is that? Language will be different, culture will be different, ethnicity will be different. So, like that, differences. I'll give you one small example. In Sri Lanka, our neighboring country, it is based on ethnicity. 73% of one group, that is Sri Lanka and people. 17% belong to 17 to 18% belong to Tamils. In that Tamils, Sri Lankan Tamils are there, Indian Tamils. Okay, so I wanted to tell is that this kind of nationalities when they are there is some kind of differences. मुझे ये freedom नहीं दे रहे, मेरा custom follow करने के लिए permission नहीं दे रहे, like that. So here single nation groups are there and multinational groups. Austria-Hungary is one example of this multinational. Here in India, we are not having any problem. Different religious people are there. We are living harmoniously. But foreign countries, it was not possible. One country's example, if I am telling Belgium, you all have heard about Belgium. Belgium, if you are taking, Belgium's that 59% of the people were Dutch people, 40% French people, speaking people, 1% German speaking people. They could not live together. And Belgium's capital, Brussels, that is the capital of European Union, headquarters of European Union. They are completely reversed. 80% French, 20% Dutch. तो उसको एक साथ लेने का बहुत मुश्किल है. समझ में आ गया? So this kind of countries, single nation groups and multinational groups. So what they did, this multinational groups formed okay. And Britain, France and all, they formed a triple NNA. But later on, it changed into another name. Allied powers and central groups. Clear? So they formed into different groups. One group consists of Britain, France, Russia, Japan. Britain, France, Russia, Japan. And on the other side, Austria-Hungary, Ottoman Empire, Germany, Italy. Okay, these were the two groups. Now, group for होने से क्या होता है? These countries are united, but influences quite different.
It's what will be taken.
No, they were united. That is group. One group this side and another group on the other side. Okay, that is good. Unity was forged among them. But on the other side, this unity divided the world into hostile camps. I try to imagine a situation. If there is a river or like that in the middle, एक side में एक group खड़े, दूसरा side का दूसरा group खड़े रहता है. Means if they happen to cross, they लोग के साथ fight करने का बड़ा हिम्मत होना चाहिए. Means they are thinking that history was बहुत ज़्यादा weapons है. ये लोग सोचते हैं उनके पास. This kind of suspicion give rise to tension. So they were eagerly waiting for a spark. तैयार होके खड़े हैं, but some instant some kind of chance is required for bursting out. So that way, that hostile camps they were formed. Now the time has come. In 1914, so first World War when it was started 1914 to 1918. Okay. You need some time to read that part because courses you understood clearly or not?
Yes, yes.
Now we are going to the immediate course. So immediate course से बात शुरू हो गया. तो immediate course होने के बाद बीच में जो है तुमको नहीं पढ़ना है. Events है ना? Events तो तुमको नहीं करने का. फिर लास्ट में ये है ना results of the work. Results of the work rate of the results and territorial areas and that events. हाँ. ये तो मेरा वो जो बॉडी में देखो बॉडी में क्या नहीं जो कैंसर के पार्ट है वो बॉडी में नहीं होता है. बॉडी में देखो जो इवेंट्स है ना इवेंट्स ऑफ द वर्ल्ड इधर एस्ट्रिक मार्क है स्टार मार्क है ना कैंसर है वो पूरा कैंसर हो गया फिर रिजल्ट्स ऑफ द वर्ल्ड इज so that is why we will discuss that if all the 3 points are very much clear now 4th point we are doing. That is the immediate course. I was talking about that the spark to come. What was the spark? That is what we call immediate course. That immediate course was Sarajevo murder case. Sarajevo. Say, in Sarajevo is the name of the place. Okay. This Sarajevo, that Archduke Francis Ferdinand of Austria. So, Austrian prince Archduke Francis Ferdinand was murdered. He was killed. Okay. Now, there was some kind of disputes were going on. So many such problems, internal crisis were there. And it happened in Serbia. Serbia was in between that province. So, it was believed that Serbian one organization called that one secret society called Black Hand. What was the organization?
Black.
It was the secret society of Serbia. Okay, this society only or this society's personnel only killed the Archduke. They were suspecting this was the group who killed the Archduke Francis Ferdinand. Now what happened? Now Austria, this happened on 28th June 1940. Now Serbia gave an ultimatum to Austria gave ultimatum to Serbia. What was that? Austria gave ultimatum. What is ultimatum? It is a final warning. ये हमारा तो पूरा नहीं करेगा तो हम उसको अटैक करें. That is what the ultimatum. The ultimatum was given on July 23rd. Ultimatum was given to whom? Serbia. Was on July 23rd. अभी अल्टीमेटम का आंसर 28 जुलाई तक देने का नहीं होएगा तो हम तुमको when it was killed 28 June and 23rd July ultimatum was served to Serbia. Got it? And by 28th, if you are not ready to fulfill the demands, then we will write. This much? हाँ? ये इतना दिन में नहीं करेगा, ये हमारा ये जो पूरा नहीं करेगा तो ना तुमको देखा रहेगा. That is what the ultimate. That is a final warning. Got it? Now what happened? Not Serbia was not ready to respond. Now, this way I will give you that into. That means opposite, declaring war. If you are having a confusion that Sarajevo murder case, you just read it. Little, that is half the part. You read it. Sarajevo crisis. Ready now? all declared against. Okay. War is declared against. But here comes Turkey and Bulgaria joined with Germany. That is why plus. Mathematical formula, this one, symbols if you are using, it will be easy to. Yes.
So Belgium, Bulgaria, Germany, in the battle of against Britain or all the battles.
See, that is why no. Afterwards, Turkey had to experience so much problem.
Oh,
Turkey joined with Germany. That only made Britain an enemy of.
Turkey.
Ah.
Oh.
Completed? Now, everything is easy for you to remember. Date also coming, countries also coming, groups also coming. Okay. Now, what happened? The first incident was the murder of Archduke Francis Ferdinand. It happened on June 28. Now, July 23rd, Austria gave an ultimatum to Serbia that Serbia was not ready to respond to it. That is why on 28 July, Austria declared war on Serbia. Now what happened that Russia was going to support Serbia. That is why before that, Germany declared war on Russia. Now, August 3rd, Germany declared war on France. Now, this Belgium is a neutral country. It is not neither joined with the Allied powers nor with the Central powers. It was a complete neutral power. So, that Belgium, German forces passed. This irritated Britain as well. So they declare war on Germany. Now what happened? Turkey and Bulgaria joined the side of Germany. So it became two groups. That is triple alliance and central powers. Got it very clear? So now break time. If you want, you can read once again. बीच में
कैसे कहते
बारह का अच्छा रहता है मैथ्स का तेरा कैसा था मैथ्स में
मैथ्स अभी तक अरे मैं स्लोली करते हमने ले लिया था
अरे मतलब मैथ्स का उसमें फॉर्मूला क्या लाया था
अरे एक ही फॉर्मूला
फाइंड टी में फाइंड
अच्छा वो वाला
टी में कौन सा फॉर्मूला
तो सब फॉर्मूला तो एक ही डाला
नहीं मैंने तो आया है
वो था नहीं आएगी
मेरे तो अच्छे ही है
मेरे को मैथ्स का एक्सपीरियंस
आया बात
हाँ
मेरा
ठीक है
मेरे को 100 मिलने वाला है
स्कॉलर है मेरी बात
Confidence level people there.
अरे जनरेटर वाला
तो भी confidence यहाँ पे अभी लोग काटते हैं यहाँ पे बहुत यहाँ पे ना बहुत स्कूल से घटे चेकिंग होती है हाँ तो बहुत घटे चेकिंग
if possible सीरीज को माइंड में वो मैंने टॉप किया था उसके बाद हिंदी में भी टॉप किया था